I did my artist presentation over Ed Young. He was born on November 28th in Tianjin, China. He grew up in Shanghai, and then he later moved to Hong Kong when he was around 8. Shortly after, he came to the U.S. on a student visa. He came to study architecture, and he ended up at the Art Center College of Design in Pasadena, Texas. There, his love of architecture turned into a love of art. He began his career as a commercial artist in advertising, but he wanted something bigger, something more expressive because of his love of art. That's when he fell in love with children's literature. Since then, he has taught at places like the Pratt Institute, Yale, the University of California at Santa Cruz, and most of his works are influenced by Chinese paintings because he loves his culture. He won the Caldecott Medal in 1990 for the book Wampopo, and I couldn't find that at this library. He also won 2 Caldecott honors for The Emperor and the Kite, which was at this library, and 7 Blind Mice. He was nominated twice for the Hans Christian Andersen Medal. That is the highest recognition given to children's book authors and illustrators. What made him famous was The Mean Mouse and Other Mean Stories. It won the American Institute of Graphic Arts Award, and he expected this to be his first and last book that he would illustrate, but that didn't happen. His style of art and media used is, he's very good at choosing mediums for certain stories. So he often uses animal stories to teach spiritual lessons about his Chinese background, and that's what all of his books are based on. He's very particular about the research that he uses for his works. He wants to make sure that there's nothing false in his research. The subject and style of each of his stories is inspiration for the type of art he uses, and also motivation for the design, sequence, and pace of each story. In The Emperor and the Kite, he uses a paper cutting technique. So you can see, even just on the title page, all the different colors and just the design that he uses. He also uses many lines and shapes. And in this book, I noticed the costumes were really defined by those lines and shapes. Here, you can really tell the detail in the black. It's just lines, but they really stand out. There are a lot of white spaces on the pages, so that really puts the pictures into perspective and makes them pop. There are so many different colors and blended paper cuts to create the flavor of ancient China in this. And just by looking at this, you can tell that it's a historical thing. With the pictures, we can see his love and loyalty to his culture and where he comes from. Young now lives in Westchester, New York with his 2 daughters and 2 cats, and he is 83 years old.